It's finally time for more of Shogun 2. The last good, truly good, indisputably good, not based on Rome 2's mistakes, Total War game. It's long overdue. Because we've been fighting a lot of battles, winning a lot of victories, heroic victories I might add, and it's time to get one more. Let's go. Toba Fushimi, Follow the Samurai. This game's basically Shogun 2 as I see it. Shogun 2 is its own game, Follow the Samurai is a standalone, but Follow the Samurai is fundamentally Shogun 2. This is the last Total War game that didn't have the hit point system, that has just ruined these games for the past decade, seriously. And it's so clear when you're playing these, what the difference is, it's so clear. Toba Fushimi, January 27th, 1868. Battle of Toba Fushimi. Following intrigues by the Satsuma and Choshu domains, Tokugawa Yoshinobu, the shogun, sent his army to Kyoto to report to the emperor and remove radicals from the imperial court. As his army approached Kyoto, a Satsuma force blocked the way, armed with western artillery. Oh yeah, the Satsuma and their Choshu allies intended to keep the shogun's army out of the city. After 2 bloody days of fighting, should be a comma there, the shogun's army retreated to Osaka Castle. Yeah, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is the first Follow the Samurai historical battle. I have a playlist of these. I've got a lot of really nice Shogun 2 ones, base Shogun 2, and I'm gonna hopefully eventually have all of them done on both campaigns. But yeah, it's been so long, so I'll have to go back and look at what I've done, but let's go. Saigo Takamori, Takenaka Shigekata, Matsudaira Sadake, Hayashi Yasusada. Massive armies. More people die in this battle in this than died in the entire Boshan War. Something like that anyway. Yeah, it always comes down to the games, and then the good games are what matters after all the bullshit.
After the Battle of Sekigahara, the Tokugawa shogunate dominated Japan.
Look at this production.
Those who fought Tokugawa Ieyasu became the Tozama, the outsiders.
So polished.
The Tozama daimyo and their descendants were forever excluded from positions of power. Instead, they looked abroad, prospering through commerce with China and the West. Threatened by the newly wealthy Tozama, Tokugawa Iemitsu, grandson of Ieyasu, closed the ports of Japan, banning all foreign trades.
I'm loving this Shogun 2 resurgence, by the way.
For over 200 years, Japan remained isolated. With no enemies, the power of the shogunate waned.
Loads of people playing this now at the moment.
Then in 1853, a fleet of American warships forced open the ports of Japan. The shogun was humiliated.
So I thought I would join in.
Revolutionary ideas and machines from the West began to flood the country. Where the shogun's position weakened, his enemies began to circle. The Tozama daimyo, even the emperor himself, see the chance to bring down the Tokugawa and rule Japan.
In-game screenshots and everything. Start battle. January 27th, 1868, Fushimi near Kyoto. This is a hell of a battle. This really shows Shogun 2 off.
Japan. The Tokugawa shogunate is in turmoil. The Satsuma and Choshu clans have rallied to the emperor in a bid to restore his power. Their troops massed in the
Armstrongs.
imperial capital Kyoto in an effort to intimidate the political classes. They are led by Saigo Takamori, a samurai from Satsuma province.
What a boss.
Respected throughout Japan for his honor and integrity, Takamori believes passionately in the emperor's cause. He is prepared to fight to see the emperor restored to political prominence as in former days.
Damn right.
Stretches the patience of the shogun, and now it has snapped.
Look at these formations.
From his base in Osaka Castle, Shogun Tokugawa Yoshinobu has sent a letter to the Emperor's court detailing Takamori's treachery. To ensure that the letter reaches the Emperor, Yoshinobu has sent his army to deliver it. Saigo Takamori has no intention of letting the Shogun's army reach Kyoto. He has blocked the road at Toba and Fushimi.
What a map too. This is such a good map.
War has come. Your task is to prevent the Shogunate army from reaching Kyoto.
Shogunate units approach! Our orders are to prevent them reaching Kyoto to the northwest! Block their exit from the battlefield!
Alright, here we go. This is post-commentary because I really wanted to, as with all my other historical battles, I think most of them, I think maybe the Nagashino one I commentated live, but for this one I want to focus on it and then also focus on what I'm saying about it. So I'm using this hill on the left because this lets me overlap my fields of fire onto the base of the hill and also gives me opportunity to bail myself out with melee if I have to. If it's required, ideally it won't be, but if I have to then I can do that. Also I ran my levy infantry over to the right side because they have more ammo than line infantry and my units could be running out of ammo. So the levy infantry go to the front with their, 15 ammo? 15 shots per man. And they'll be doing the brunt of the shooting on that side, and then there's going to be some line infantry behind them to back them up. Also going to be trying to use the terrain there. And then my Armstrongs are going to be mostly firing at will to use their ammo, but I'm also going to override that and make them take targets manually. I need to protect this Armstrong on the left, it's really exposed. But the plan is to use my cavalry units. I've divided them up so I can kite units into fields of fire or pull them away from the Armstrongs. I'm also holding the bridge. And I'm deciding to pull some line infantry over from the right to the left because we have too many over here. Ideally I want to have 2 kill zones set up, one on the left, one on the right, and then try and have a few units to mop up stragglers, but I don't want to commit a lot to anything but those 2 kill zones. And as you can see, this terrain here is really nice. This is a hell of a performance in this fight. And yeah, like I was saying, this resurgence of Shogun 2 is really great to see. This was the last truly good Total War game as I see it before Rome 2 came along and ruined everything with its legacy. So it's just timeless, and you even see that recently with all the people that are starting to play this. We've got Jake the Ripper, who I'm on good terms with, that's doing full campaigns. Legend of Total War's doing one-off videos showing interesting things about Shogun 2 that are largely untapped to this day. Like there's so much depth to a game like this. Even this execution that I'm doing here on this historical battle, I doubt anyone's ever really done anything like it before. There's so much sandbox potential in these games, and that is just gutted out and gone from all the games that came after it. Like even that Attila that people speak positively of, it's still fundamentally just Rome 2, and you're still dealing with the difficulty modifiers that fuck everything up. You don't have any of those problems in this. It's just a solid, pure RTT. Yeah, look at this here. This was a really close call, I think. I've got my general running up here to try and kite units, and I'm not sure if I can actually go through the water here or if I have to go across the bridge, and I'm worried about the levy infantry. They have some levies there that can form up and start shooting at me, but yeah, I went through the shallows, I stayed out of the range. And then I've got my... Oh. Oh, beautiful. Yeah. That is just... We don't have artillery in Total War anymore. This was the last time we had it. This was the last Total War game that had artillery, and it's 11 years old. Like, this is artillery. This is artillery. You don't get that anymore, buddy. We just don't have this anymore. There should have been an additional 11 years of progress onto this. This is what we had in 2012. We should have had even more than this. And it should have been getting better and better and better. You've got the really sharp, concussive, that's the word here for this, I keep using this I think every time I talk about this, concussive sound of the shot being fired. when it's being shot from across the map, you still hear it. It's like this muffled putt noise that's really believable. And then you hear the shells going through the air when they impact. It's a really sudden... Look at that... This is what it sounds like in movies and everything. Like whenever you hear artillery getting shot, it's not like in fucking Warhammer. How is that? It's just inexcusable. There's no excuse for it to sound as bad as it does. It's just so good here. And the buildings are in my way as well. Like there's actual line of sight considerations. Oh man. And this is what you want as well, units that overlap. And I've got my guns there to mop up if I have to. And look at that, they're firing at the next unit now. And my overlapping guns are doing really well here. We've got spears at the front. They're trickling in. Taking a few friendly fire losses there. Really substantial losses, 3 whole losses. Look at that, it even leaves decals on the terrain. And there's smoke of course as well from all the shots that are fired. And the range is serious. This is some serious range. And yeah, you can already see it. I'm having to snap back and forward between this side and the other side. But this is working. They take ages to run up these hills as well. That really helps. Got my white bears on the left. Levy infantry that haven't even made it to me and they're already wavering. Because the artillery is just so satisfying. If it misses, nothing happens. If it hits directly, that's 25 kills or 30 kills. No hit point system. Guys either get killed or they don't. It either hits or it doesn't. This is what they do in games like Warhammer. Every fucking shot hits, and it always does the same amount of damage, and guys just don't die from the initial shot. It's so atrocious. And yeah, my guns are unloading into them right now. And then we've got some units going around buildings there, and that's given me some nice shot opportunities. If you can choke them even with buildings or impassable objects in the map, that helps a lot. And I'm deciding to bring another unit of guns up here because it is going to get really spicy up here at this part of the map in a minute. And my Armstrongs were still firing. You can see them hitting the trees as well there. That's 2 units that are overlapped. And I'm getting some nice kills. Alright, here is a really serious, considerable blob. See this Shogatai? Oh man. They have really good morale, and they also Banzai, which gives them infinite morale. So they can't rout. Which is really annoying to deal with. And yeah, there we go, I'm setting up more guns. I'm continuing to set up guns. And it's a really satisfying feeling knowing that your artillery is doing its job. It sort of lends a time aspect to the engagement. Like the engagement starts really early and you're already shaping the main combat. So your artillery can pick off high value units at extreme range. Something like 30 seconds in advance or a minute in advance of the actual fight. People say Shogun 2 and Fall of the Samurai are really fast, but when you've got artillery involved like this and it has such range, it takes them actually a minute to go from max range to point blank when they're walking like that. I'm always tempted to stop talking when the artillery's going because it's so satisfying. And here's the unit that made it through, and I've got a unit of line infantry to catch for when that happens. I try and get most of them over here into this kill zone when they're coming down through the middle like that. Oh, it's so satisfying. It is so satisfying. Yes, I'm in the trees as well, so I'm up high, I'm in the trees, checking line of sight. Yep, got line of sight. And that Shogatai, I don't mind firing at them with the limited ammo and my bodyguard, that's alright. Alright, and here's loads of cavalry and shit coming across the bridge. And there's buildings on fire and everything. There was so much that could happen. It didn't do anything. It was just a aesthetic thing. But it's still cool that it had that. It makes the buildings feel like they're actual buildings, you know? And they aren't just indestructible magic objects. The fact that they can get hit by artillery and go on fire is cool. And now I'm drawing the saber cavalry in front of all my guns, and this is immense. Look at that, 4 units of guns opening up on a unit of cavalry from hidden as well. They were hidden, I think, before they fired, or they should have been. They really should have been, and that's a second unit of cavalry coming. And now I'm using the suppression to make them shoot faster, need that firepower, because we're only getting a short time window to... Oh, and it worked. Beautiful. Alright, here's a spear levy they made across. So I'm doing the same thing again with suppression. Man, this is really satisfying. See when you have a plan and it works? And this is the thing with games that aren't properly tactical. If you don't have really tactical punishing games where there's terrain, where there's morale, all this stuff involved, then you can't really make plans. Like, there's no sandbox there. Alright, and this is a good engagement. And also there was a nice blob that formed up there from artillery that I was firing at, and I wanted to comment on that. That was a really satisfying blob. Even a miss is a hit when they're that tightly packed. Alright, so they're going to make it to me. That's a really good volley there, that was important. General's bodyguard. Alright, so we are in the melee now. I've only lost 4, and that's it. Yeah, and I laughed at that because it was so satisfying. I only lost 6 guys, so I was on elevated terrain, which made them slower to get to me, and that gave me a few extra seconds to get another salvo. And then in the melee they were really struggling because they were tired and everything, so that was a really nice engagement there. Just a simple unit-on-unit engagement with other tactical considerations that made it so much more satisfying and interesting. It almost sounds like the cannonballs are just whistling through the branches there when you hear that. It's so cool, I like that. It's really nice. And you just have all of these echoes from the other side of the battlefield no matter where I'm looking, because my artillery is so spread out. Hear it off to the side. Oh, it's so good. Sound is so important. It's so important in games. If the sound is shit, the game is so much lesser for it. Look at that blob there. Look, they haven't taken the fight, but I'm weakening them with artillery sufficiently that maybe my 1 unit of guns will be able to deal with this. But just in case, I'm trying to pull them back over with the cavalry, but they're not falling for it. Alright, here we have another set of cavalry coming, but I'm confident I can deal with that as long as they don't do anything really strange. So now I need to pick better targets. I need to go for Shogatai especially. Yarikachi are another good target. Doubled units like that there are another good target, and yeah, spot that as well. I'm mixing up artillery here as well because I tried to group them with a unit of cavalry so I would remember at a glance which one it is, but I'm still having to double click sometimes on both of them. So that's all spear levy and levy infantry and stuff. Alright, there's a Shogatai there, yeah. And my 3 gun units are doing really well here on this side, and then I've got a unit there just in case they try and flank me on the bridge as well. But like, every unit is doing its job. Like, there's almost no unit that is not serving a purpose, even if it's a deferred purpose. Look at the Shogatai getting absolutely hammered at extreme range. And bear in mind, Fall of the Samurai isn't perfect, neither is Shogun 2. They have flaws, they have balancing problems, they have opportunities that were missed with the design. But it's still just... so much of it is done right. Like, they got so much right. They've never had so much right as they have here. Medieval 1, they had a lot right, of course. That was another similar peak in terms of the high points. Like, that was its own summit that's never been matched in a lot of ways, but Fall of the Samurai was the last serious summit. Look at how hammered these units are by all this artillery, holy shit. Alright, so now I've got 2 units here. That would be a really good target for the artillery, but I think I'm going for the Shogatai ammo. And there's a cavalry unit here, but I'm confident that it will get strung out and I'll be able to kill it. And then if it comes across the bridge there, I've got that covered as well. I've got everything covered. I think I took another loss there, did I, when I was just drawing that cavalry unit across the face of those guns. But yeah, they're all spread out now. I've picked off all the high value targets. So my backup units to mop up, my sweeper units, that's what you call them, sweepers. I think they were... Oh man, this is dodgy though. I was really worried here. This was the first bad thing that happened. So I waypoint over, but I don't think I charged. Did I not charge order there? Don't think I did. Another wave coming now. Shogatai. Yeah, I need to get that Shogatai killed. That can really mess me up. But look at this, they're all blobbing at the end of the bridge. It's a really good target. Oh, and they charged into me or something there? No, they didn't. I should kill that though. It's a weak enough unit that I should be able to kill that without many losses. Should be alright. And that could have been friendly fire there. This is so satisfying. Look at this. I'm hitting them from both sides with artillery. Yeah, I took some losses there because of that goddamn unit that came through. How many losses? 40 plus 20 I think. 60 losses that I could have avoided. I could have played this even more perfectly. And then this happens here. We've made it all the way through and I've got to really quickly adjust my guns. And then I've got this blob here.
We've been given the slip, Commander.
And there's the cutscene, the warning.
Before they can march and kill them.
I need to do as much damage as possible. So I'm pulling them back up the hill to give my melee some height advantage over this. And I think I make it out without many losses, if any, and then a rapid advance down the hill. But I don't think I really got a charge there. No, don't think I really got a charge. And this is all going well. They're all in disarray, really weakened units. Yeah, you couldn't even pull out fast there. So I'm in the melee now with the Shogatai, which is a tough fight, but they should win. And that's good enough. Already at half strength. Levy infantry further down the hill, but that should be alright. This is a bit of a mess here. I've got a unit of Yarikachi stuck between two units, but I should be able to rout that weaker one. And then I'll just have the downhill fight. Yeah, that was fast. So I've now got a pure downhill fight against Shogatai that's going to rout any second. And that has skirmish on for some reason. Shogatai again. And now I'm going to help with the guns. Help with, yeah, the pistols. Revolvers and the melee. And that should deal with that. And I won the fight against the Shogatai. And that was not that bad. I only lost, what, 75 or something against Shogatai there in the melee. It's really not that bad. And then it's just the line infantry down there. And that shit should get mopped up. Really satisfying. Taking some losses in this melee, but that's to be expected. See, the Shogatai always make it through. They're so strong, so tough. It's hard to rout them outright without letting them into the melee. And now it's just the line infantry against the... Yeah, easy. And that was clean. So there was only 2 bad engagements there, but they weren't even that bad.
The Shogun's advance has been broken. His men flee in disarray. Daylight is failing, and the enemy are setting up camp nearby. Let us do like.
Call those destroyed buildings. Yeah, so now you get the chance to really design the engagement.
The Shogun's army has been thrown back after a day of heavy fighting. He still maintains a significant force, and now his sword is fully drawn. There is no pretense of anything. but open battle. However, the victory of the Choshu and Satsuma forces
Look at the corpses strewn everywhere.
brought political gains overnight.
Look at that horse running away in the background.
They now have support from nearby Kyoto, including from the emperor's relatives.
Relatives.
Saigo Takamori and his allies are united under the imperial banner. The shogunate army now see that they defy the will of the emperor. Drive them from the battlefield.
And that's another thing, they have the same guy.
We fly the Imperial banner. Our enemy lose the will to fight. Crush them.
Look at the balance of power, it's in my favour. But yeah, they have the same guy that did the voice narration stuff for Shogun 1 in 2000. It's the same guy, and it fits perfectly. Just like the soundtrack does. That's another thing, the soundtrack in this game is... most of it, well, this is an original soundtrack, and I remember when I first played Fall of the Samurai, that Duty Calls track that plays, man, that really got me in the mood. That was such an absolute finishing touch that just made the game so good. I loved the loading screen music, Duty Calls. Oh, that got me pumped, ready for that fucking battle. Especially if I had parrot guns or Armstrongs like this. Man, I still haven't even done what I wanted to back when I first played Fall of the Samurai off camera when I wasn't recording, because I remember I got Yariki and they had like plus 30 charge, and I wanted to do that for YouTube, and I was doing that with my Azu campaign, but I never really finished that. I did go back in like 2020 or 2019 or 2021 actually, maybe even, and I did the battle that I was stuck on for like what would it have been, like 7 or 8 or 9 years. I finally won that battle, and that was the most immense battle I've ever won in Total War, I think. That last episode of my Aizu campaign. Yeah, I haven't actually done the things I wanted to do with that campaign, but I could do it. This game is good enough. If I wanted to, I could just continue those campaigns, like my Hattori one as well. Like, there's so much stuff that you can do in these games, man. Yeah, so I'm pulling my entire army across because this is the best fight. This lets my artillery fire as well, because there's a nice open line of sight over these buildings into that river. So the plan here is to get all of my elite line infantry, including the new Imperial Guard. What is it? Yeah, Imperial Guard. I've got 2 units of Imperial Guard, and I've also got 2 units of Kyoto Police, but I shouldn't even need them. Yep, so they are coming. Sometimes they can get stuck or bug out, but they're coming, so they're going to be funneling along the riverbank into a devastating fusillade of at least five elite line infantry firing into them all at the same time, while they trudge through shallows slowly with artillery firing into them. Like, this is such an opportunity to have a perfect fight, and this is what I like about these historical battles. It's a repeatable fight. The only way you can get anything even close to this in New Total War is the first battle that you get given, like the tutorial battle at the start of every campaign. Like, I remember I did that with Achilles' battle at the start of Troy, just fought that over and over again until I could do it with 0 losses. But they've just stopped doing historical battles. This is another gutted feature. They've gutted out naval battles, they gutted out sieges, they gutted out historical battles, they've gutted out everything. Because if the brand department decides that it doesn't shift copies and make money, they just cut it out, and it just fucking kills these games. This is an obvious example of how this marketing takeover of the design of these games just fucking ruins these games, because you don't get historical battles anymore. Fucking disgusting, man, it pisses me off so much. We used to have demos, and that would be how they would show off these historical battles, because that would be how it would fit into the marketing. But they were like, oh, that's not good enough, it's just not worth it. I remember they even did a historical battle for Empire, Leipzig I think it was, and they used that in the promotional stuff. I don't know if that even made it into the game, but the whole point of doing that marketing was to sell the game. So they weren't even making the game when they were making that demo of Leipzig for Empire. They were making promotional materials. Like, this is the thing. You can have both. Make good historical battles and have the opportunity for people to play. Well, this is the thing. They're making fantasy games now, so it's like you don't even have historical fucking battles. It's all just made up shit. And I doubt there's even really memorable battles. Like no one's gonna recognize fucking battles from Warhammer or whatever. But yeah, everyone remembers Nagashino, Teutoburg Forest, all this stuff. So it's a perfect opportunity. Just make good historical battles, use them as demos or marketing materials, and let people play them when the game launches, and compare the results against each other. Try different tactics. Use it as a sandbox. Yeah, I'm currently trying to get their army to come towards me. So the cavalry's out in front, and then there's a big bulk of the army behind. So my artillery should be able to fire into the cavalry first. I've got loads of kills on each of my artillery units at the moment. Yeah, look at them. Look at this disorganised column they've got. They're going to blob around the buildings and get killed. And yeah, the AI should have been getting better as well this whole time. Like they gutted out the multiplayer from these games. Follow the Samurai multiplayer with Avatar, combined Avatar Conquest was so good, man, it was amazing. And they've just gutted out Avatar as well, so they've doubled down on playing against the AI, and they can't even make a good AI. Revolver Cavalry, Yariki. I remember playing Rome 2 and playing around with artillery, like, you know, onagers and stuff, and firing flaming balls at the top of hills and watching them roll down into enemy units and killing them. Alright, here we go. Look at this. Man, I just echoed with myself. Holy shit. That's how you know it's genuine, holy shit. Revolver cavalry now that are just gonna get killed running across the bridge. What are they trying to do? Oh man, my artillery's even going for it. I've killed everything that's in range. I'm gonna get killed to a man right there. I think I might even have. Man. Oh my god. Yep, there's even live commentary for those moments. Fucking hell. Yep, so now they're starting to fan out into an actual formation. I'm making sure I've got fire at will off so I don't shoot at any stragglers. Not that there are any, you know. Making sure guard mode is on, even though it won't matter. I can tell I've got this at this point. But yeah, this is meant to be the final fight. So you're meant to be almost totally depleted and get given a few units and get your ammo replenished and have to just struggle to survive here, but I did so well in the initial engagement that it's just not an issue, and my cannons turned to face the wrong way. I've got to make them turn so I can see my range. There we go. I figured out. And I'm firing right at the edge of my range just to get those shots off, and it worked. Oh, it's beautiful. That was about 50 kills. Oh my god. Yeah. See, when they're grouped up like that, you have to shoot. It doesn't even matter what units they are at that point, because my guns are going to have to do the heavy lifting anyway later, so if I can thin them as much as possible, that'll help. I'm just going for like a total wipeout at this point. They're all going to be slow in the shallows and not even letting each other form up, so I need to just get as many kills as possible with artillery. And if that means I have to give my artillery different targets as well, because you might have noticed that they make big holes as well. Look, there's a great target on the left, a great target on the right as well. Sometimes you just need more artillery, you know. Look at that, that was a miss and it was still a hit, and again. Oh, and this is really disappointing. This is another thing, the artillery aims at the edges of units when it shouldn't. Alright, here we go, we're opening up. Alright, now it's really kicking off. It's really happening now. More buildings that are destroyed. Oh man, those trees as well were really messing me up. Cramping my style. Oh my god, these guns. That actually has nearly 5 units, I think, firing. I could have maybe even packed in more behind on the hill further back, but this is just perfect. Everything's burning. Artillery landing everywhere. Look at all that smoke. And I'm glad I positioned them on the flanks as well. That really helps. And my artillery that I forgot about is still going. It's perfect. Oh man, that's like, is that 8 or 9 units of guns all firing and I'm getting almost no return fire? It's so good. And the artillery is helping a lot, demoralising them a lot. It's an almost perfect deployment. They're just wiped out. Look at all that fire, the volume of fire. Holy shit. Holy shit. Absolutely wiped out. Holy shit. This is definitely my best ever execution of this scenario right here. Isn't that a thumbnail opportunity? Maybe there? Thumbnail there maybe? And that's it, I think. Yeah.
Been scattered. We are victorious.
Holy shit. Perfect. Oh my god. I wish I had a replay for that.
Political maneuvering and military tension have become full-scale war. Saigo Takamori has won a great victory in the Emperor's name.
Oh yeah.
The Shogunate army are in full retreat to Osaka Castle, the seat of the Shogun himself. The Imperial forces give chase, and the war goes on.
Basically no losses. Heroic victory. Yep, Fall the Samurais class. That's the most devastating enfilade I've ever made. Holy shit. 5 elite line infantry all firing at the same targets. Mother of God. Perfect terrain use there. And with the river to slow them down. Beautiful. Fusillade I meant to say, but yeah. I concur. My god, how many losses? 200? Did I even take 200 there? Holy shit. 373, wow. 300 losses, 5,300 kills, holy shit. KD of about 15 or 20 or something. Let's see how many kills they got. Shogatai. Levy infantry. Shogatai with 0 kills. Holy shit. Can't save replay. Absolutely disgusting. But that was beautiful. Yeah, that was really satisfying.
Pretense of diplomacy.
Hope you liked it as much as I did.
Clouds on the wind. Civil war engulfs the land.
That was a bug. Alright. See you in the next one. Shogun 2 is king. Gameplay speaks for itself. If you like my work and want to support me, then I have a Patreon page. I try to give out perks, which includes monthly updates and a patron-only Discord. Special thanks to Matteo Olivetti, Nerdington Paints, SJ Mage, Badr Nasser, and Desync was here.